Hello, my name is Siddharth, and today we are going to solve a problem related to binary search. But before solving that problem, let's understand some basic concept of binary search. So the binary search only works in sorted data structure, or we can say the sorted array. Okay, if the array is not sorted, then we cannot apply the binary search. The second point is, as compared to linear search, it is very effective because the linear search, okay, if you are applying a linear search in an array, so it will check each and every element one by one. Is it the element that we have to find? No. Is it the element that we have to find? No. Is the element that we have to find till the last element? But the binary search works like this. If there is a array that is sorted, it just takes its middle. If the middle is equal to the target, then it returns it. Okay. If the middle is greater than the target, if the middle is greater than the target, then it takes the left side of the array, the left half of the array. If the middle is less than the target, then it takes the right side of the array. Okay. So that's how it divide the problem always into half. First the bigger problem, then a sub problem, then half of it another sub problem, then it returns the answer. So let's code it and see. And also the time complexity in linear search is O of n, and binary search is very efficient because its time complexity is O of log n. Okay, so the time complexity decreases gradually in the binary search. So let's see what the question is. So in my screen, there is a LeetCode question of binary search. So let's first read it. So in this problem, we are given an array which is nums, and we have to find an integer target in the array nums. Okay, and as I said, we can only apply binary search in the sorted data structure or the sorted array. Okay, and we if there is not written that binary search, then how can we identify that we have to solve this in binary search? If we can see the array is sorted, then we can apply binary search. If we can see that the that it is given to it is asked to solve the question, problem in O of log n, then we can apply binary search. Okay, so let's code it. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to declare two variables. The first one, I'm going to start from the starting of the array, that is from 0. So low is equals to 0. And since we are not given here the size of the array, so we have to calculate it ourselves. So in JavaScript, there is a function called .length, which calculates and returns the size of the array or the either array or the string. Okay, so the high is equals to nums.length. So I am running a while loop. Low is less than equal to high. So until and unless the low will be less than or equal to high, the while loop will run. Okay, now we have to declare a variable called mid to divide the problem into half, and we can divide the problem into half using this mid variable. Okay, now because it is the middle element of the array, that then we can find it just by low plus high divided by 2. We can find it like this, but it is unoptimized. Okay, so first of all, because we can have array, the number of elements in the array can be odd also. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to apply this math.ceil function so that we don't get some decimal values. For example, if the number of elements in our array is 7, then the mid we will get without using this math.ceil is 3.5. But there is nothing like 3.5 index in an array. There is either 3 or 4. So what we are doing is we are taking the above one. Okay, the one above it. So that is 4. So that's why I'm applying math.ceil. Okay, so what we can do is we can do this low plus height by 2, but it is unoptimized. Why I am saying that it is unoptimized, let me prove it. Okay, let's suppose you are having a very big number of uh, a very big number of elements, but it is inside the range. Okay, but uh, what if you do low plus high? Okay, low plus high, then it can go out of range that we don't want. So that's why we have to optimize this. Okay, so how can we optimize this? See, what we can do is we can do high, or maybe low. Just a second now. Low plus high minus low divided by 2. If we solve this mathematically, then the answer comes same as low plus high by 2. Okay, but what happens here is it doesn't go out of our range. So that's how we have to declare mid. So now we have to check if that middle element is the target that we are trying to find, then we have to return its index. Okay, so this is my condition. If the nums of mid, okay, if the nums of mid is equal to the target, that we want to find, then what we have to do, we just have to return its index, and the index is mid only. Okay, if that is not the our case, so what we have to check is if else if nums of mid, if it is greater than the target, if the middle element is greater than the target, and we have to check one more condition. Let me just make it syntax correct. So one more condition that we have to check, if our nums of mid is less than the target. Okay, less than the target, we have to solve for, we have to give what to do if these both conditions come. So if our nums of mid is greater than the target, then also we have to divide the array into half, left to the right side, and in the other case we have to do the same. Okay, so if the nums of mid is greater than the target, okay, if the nums of mid is greater than the target, then what we have to do, we have to just a second, what we have to do is, let me check for this. The reverse will be applied here. If nums of mid is less than the target, if nums of mid, let's suppose the mid is 5, is less than the target, then we are okay, here the high will be mid minus 1. Okay, and here the low will be mid plus 1 plus 1. So after finding this, if we are not able to find a target, as we can see in example 2, and here also it's written that if we are not able to find our target value, then what we have to do is we just have to return -1 then. So what I'm doing here is I will return -1. So let's try and run this code. It might be rejected. Give me a second. There is some error in the code too. What it is, maybe this is didn't come in the function since it is inbuilt. It's giving me wrong answer. Output is -1, but the target value, the target is in the index. This. So problem is maybe I've put the condition in reverse. I is equals to mid -1 and low is equals to mid +1. Let's check it now. Okay, now it is saying accepted. So let's submit this code and see that if it works for all the test cases or not. Yeah, it gets accepted for all test cases. So that's all for today.